Oh, hi there. Welcome to a day in life of a coach. Well, welcome to my office, first of all. And because we are starting a little late, you missed a little bit of day in life, but we're going to get started because we have a live call starting in 20 minutes. So we're going to get ourselves set up with this coffee. If you have a coffee connoisseur, you'll probably hate this because this is an instant coffee. But there's a reason why this works. This works because it has got 15 grams of grass-fed collagen. It's got 5 grams of MCT oil. It's got some theanine and some neurofactor, which is basically a mix of things that fire up your brain. This is a good thing to have right in the morning because if you are starting and if your day is going to be busy, you're going to do live calls. Like we are going to go on about 600 people live. You're going to need some of the stuff like this. So instead of just having caffeine, which might give you a crash, you get something like this. This is available in the US only right now. It's called Strong Coffee. This will get my day started really, really well. So let's go make some. So this is the place where I work. Now we're gonna go to where I do my live calls. This is my live call desk. As you can see, we got 2 beautiful lights. They're nice bright lights. Let's turn them on. This is all I get to do, by the way. Every time I have to do a live call, turn on my lights. The rest of my setup is already done. All I do is I plug in my computer, start this small but mighty camera, especially for live streaming. Let's look at this camera. This is called the Sony ZV-1. Super tiny camera. I think it costs like 800 bucks. Super good for live streaming. It streams 4K, but it feels really, really good because you can't really get 4K on live, but it still feels so good on when you're even on Zoom where the quality is not very good. What I'm doing is I'm simply making sure it's set up for streaming, which it is now. So it took me maybe 30 seconds, not even 30 seconds. And now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna hook up all my devices to my laptop. So my laptop's ready to go. So sound, which is, by the way, this is really good. This is Shure, I think it's called SM7B. You don't need this guy. There's a smaller version of this guy that is now available, plugs in even more easily. I have this whole contraption because I don't need to upgrade. This is really good. And I don't wanna, do that stuff. And I'm actually ready to go live. But what I'm gonna do first, which you'll get me to see, is I'm actually gonna meditate for about 5 minutes before I'm ready for the call. Let me get set up with my meditation and I'm gonna right back with you. So we're done with our meditation. Coffee's ready. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna review questions that came in. This is a live call that I'm doing with our certified life coaches, which are about 700 of them that are gonna be on the live call right now. I pre-get the questions so I can review them and I know what kind of questions come in. And the reason why I like to get these questions before is because this is more of a Q&A call, less of a coaching call. And I want to answer the questions that addresses the most issues in the same question. Because a lot of time when you have a big group like 600, 700, 800 people, the questions repeat and questions tend to be similar, just different circumstances. I'm gonna now go ahead and prepare myself for these questions because our call starts in about 9 minutes. So I have to get on the call in about 5 so I can talk to my team before we get on. That also means I have to switch over my hat and get my shoot hat on. I'm a hat person. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody coming in from different parts of the world. Hit me up where you're coming in from. Where are you dialing in from? So we just finished a call with about 700 of our almost graduates, certified life coaches. And one of the things that you would notice on these calls is that everybody is so passionate, everybody is so grateful, everybody is just so engaged in conversations. And the secret to creating a community like that is to be grateful and kind and caring while you're on this conversation. There's a lady who asked me a question, Ajit, you're so present in every conversation, you're able to answer every question. How is that? And one would think, oh, because I'm so smart, but that's not the case. The reason why I'm able to engage in most conversations and be present to most conversation is because what I've over time developed is the ability to not look at life as a set of challenges, but a set of opportunities. So when you ask me a question, most likely I will not respond to the challenge that you may be perceiving your life to be in, but I might turn the direction and might say, hey, what if about this opportunity? What if this was what was actually happening? So when you're having a conversation with someone and you truly want to care for them, instead of looking at what is the surface problem that they may be engaged in, and so their mind may be all frazzled, ask why. Why are they feeling this challenge? What may be causing this challenge? What may be their mindset when they are feeling this challenge? And as you discover more and more about them by asking that question before you respond to yourself, you will find that the answer that you will give in response will always be something that is optimistic, something that shows possibility, something that creates greater results in their lives. So if you want to build a grateful, amazing, heartfelt community, be caring, care for them, and look at their life as a set of opportunities, not as a set of challenges. All right, so we just finished our live call, and now is where we take a break. So this is where I take about 10 minutes to just bullshit. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm mostly drinking water, get some protein, maybe have a snack, watch some funny videos, and basically decompress. And then we're gonna do about an hour of work. Then we're gonna get back into YouTube mode. We're gonna shoot some videos. We're gonna do an interview, and the rest of the day is gonna continue to unfold with some podcasts and YouTube recordings. So next, what happens is some decompression and chill time. The key to building anything that you're going to do consistently is systemize it. If you systemize it, it's easy to do. This decompression that you're going to see is systemized as well. Is usually me pulling up a silly, funny video, watching it, reading a book that I have right here. I have a stack of books that I'm looking forward to read, or I'm already reading, or I'm rereading sometimes. And all I'm gonna do is engage in a book. Actually, that's what I feel like right now. So I'm gonna pick one of these guys. I'm gonna get some water, some of my protein going, and yep, that's what's gonna happen now. So let's see which one we're gonna do now. So I just finished reading again this one, by the way. If you haven't read it, you should. It looks fresh because I lost my old copy, so I ordered a new one. Think and Grow Rich. Amazing book to just remember some of the principles of life. He didn't say it in those words in this book, but over time, science has proven most of the things that is in this book, or psychological studies have proven what is in this book, because this book was written a long time ago. What I'm going to read today is this. It's called The First 90 Days. Somebody recommended this book to me. I haven't read it ever in my life, but it talks about how you can get yourself up to speed in anything. What you would find in my books is I like to read a variety of books. I don't read a particular type of book because I've found that the more variety I read, the more dots I get to connect. So this book is about starting something new. Now, this is not really talking about starting a coaching business, but I know some of these values and some of the things that I'll learn here will be helpful for when I'm working with a coach. Working with somebody who's trying to get started and trying to get started in the first 90 days, for example. Recently, I finished reading this, Unmasking Narcissism. I don't deal with narcissists. I don't handle them well, and I don't get to coach them very often, but it was good for me to understand narcissism. There's another book that I was reading this one, The Science and Technology of Growing Young, which is about reverse aging, the art of impossible, wiser, Unwinding Anxiety. Again, very specific book. Seed of the Soul, amazing book, by the way. Just finished reading that. How to Do the Work, another really good book. This one's an old one, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. Love that one. A recent read as well. I have a variety of books. I try to read as diverse as possible, usually nonfiction, but yeah, very rarely I read fiction. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do next. Where I am just knocking out emails, responding to people. This is what an afternoon looks like. And I would take breaks. I'll get my protein shake. I'll snack out a little bit with my roasted chickpeas or peanuts or cashew nuts or something, just to keep myself energized and get the right kind of fats and protein a little bit, maybe some carbs. That's how boring a coach's life should look like in the middle of the day. All you're doing is, responding to people's emails, taking a break, reading a book whenever you get a chance, listening to a podcast. And that's really what I would be doing for another hour. And then I have a podcast later. I'm gonna record a solo cast and I have a podcast. And then we're gonna go for a long walk and a good workout. And that's how our day is gonna wrap. But for now, let's get back into the motion. So we already have half of the day done. You already saw me working on computer, doing live calls. The later half of my day usually looks like something that I'm creating for the community. It could be a YouTube video, it could be a podcast, it could be me interviewing someone. So we're on a slightly different location. We just came down from my office. This is a co-working spot. We booked this room to record some podcast episodes. So I'll be recording that in just a little minute. I'm just waiting for my guest, and I wanted to share with you what we did before the guest came in. So before the guest came in, I recorded a solo cast and a video presentation for one of my community members so I can demonstrate something to them. Now, the reason why this is so important for any coach's life is while we are taking in so much information, while we are coaching all these different individuals, one of the keys to becoming better is being able to take all of the information, all of the data, all of the connections you might have made, and then translate it into a simpler format. Can you present a complex idea in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes? Can you have somebody listen to that idea and them going, that was a beautiful story. That's a great insight. Oh, I learned something new. Because if you can do that, you will become better and better with your coaching. Because when you are having a coaching conversation, the deeper you have done the work, the deeper you can take your clients. The more you have sat with yourself and reflected on something, the easier it is for you to reflect with somebody else. So when I am preparing a podcast, when I'm sitting down for an interview, I'm not only doing it because, well, it's content. It's actually done strategically. It's been done thoughtfully, because every single time I'm trying to get better in the way I tell stories, in the way I present information, the way I have a conversation, the way I can show up with a lot more enthusiasm and confidence for the camera and really see you being present here while you're not here, while I'm talking to a camera, while I'm talking to Chris that is behind the camera. I know who I am talking to because I do this work. So don't do it for the money. Don't do it for audience. Don't do it for recognition. Do it for you. It makes it much easier for you to do it and makes you a lot more playful when you're doing it. Is that a fun time recording just a solo cast? And I think I'll have a ball time when my podcast guest shows up. So next, I'll see you on the podcast. My podcast called Master Coaching with Ajit podcast. This is available on all platforms. You can go on Apple, Spotify, whatever you want. It focuses attention to talking to coaches, individuals that are in the field of transformation. They want to transform lives. They want to help society be better. So if you're interested in that, you're looking at Master Coaching with Ajit.
Hello!
What's up, my man? How are you? Wow, you bring mangoes?
I come bearing fruit. Yeah.
How's your day been?
The day's been great.
Yeah?
It's like, yeah, I'm very grateful for the flow of today.
So finally, we just wrapped our podcast episode with Aaron Alexander. You're going to see that on Master Coaching with Ajit podcast. And well, that wraps my day. Yep, it's a short day. It's about 3:30 right now and about to head out. I'm going to head out for a walk for an hour, listen to a book, be with nature. And if you listen to the podcast, you'll see the reasons why for it. And post that, I'm going to go for my workout, then go hang out with the kids. So that is the day in life of a coach, or work day life in a coach. So now I'm headed out for a walk.